Now we'll start our discussion. The forum is well set, geared up to have many more discussions which have a relevance to this particular panel discussion. So first, Dr. M.R. Reddy, I am coming to you. People are longly waiting for you to speak about what is the significance of threat of avian influenza in our country, what is its impact and how we can fight it out.
Thank you. Yeah, as you all know, the avian influenza is a very devastating disease, and it causes huge losses to the poultry industry in terms of mortality and also production losses. And secondly, this virus is highly mutating and it has got genetic potential. And nowadays, because of mutations, its transmissibility also has increased. Further, there is no any seasonal restrictions now. It is throughout the year we are experiencing outbreaks. If you see in India, I think 2025, so far we got outbreaks around 45 outbreaks. And I think this is the highest as compared to previous years. And for this, the main reason is migratory birds, which are actually flowing. We have at least 3 migratory flyways are covering the India. So from north part of the hemisphere to south, they migrate. And they also, the mixing of these migratory birds, and there is a emergence of new variants due to mutations and recombinations. So this is the major problem. And another important thing is the virus actually spreads, and its host range has been increased recently. You may be knowing several mammalian species, even cattle also. Even it has been proved that, established that there is now spread from cattle to cattle, spread also they have in America. And they have also come up with some vaccine. Still they are not allowed in cattle, but still vaccine is there. So similarly, now if you're coming to the poultry farm, even the rodents, flies, and also the birds around the poultry farm, they're also carrying the infections. And another important thing is these migratory birds, they actually mingle with the rural poultry or any other. One important point is the poultry, all the poultry diseases, they also infect birds, wild birds or migratory birds or game poultry. So they always act as a carriers. So then how to tackle this problem? So mainly, since it has got low pathogenic avian influenza, since the incidents and based on the data, government realized that vaccine is required and government has allowed vaccine. It is already in the market. And regarding highly pathogenic avian influenza, government still vaccine is not allowed because there are advantages and disadvantages. There are pros and cons for if you introduce avian influenza vaccine. So the farmer or industry will see only advantage of the vaccine. As a government, I think government will look both of the things. What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages if we introduce the vaccine? Second thing is, once this vaccine is, avian influenza vaccine is, of course, even World Organization of Animal Health, earlier it was OIE, now also recognized its importance of vaccine, and they are also actually recommending. So some European countries, they have already using, and example is France, they are using and they are able to control avian influenza with the help of vaccines. But the main problem they experienced was their trade was affected. Nobody was purchasing their products. So, but that was a temporary thing. What they have done was they had a very good surveillance system, and after giving vaccination, due to surveillance, they proved that the field virus is not circulating in the population. So, with the technology called DIVA technology. But why in India whether it is required or not, of course, government is holding some stakeholder meetings. Some of here also they have attended. I was one of the member. Or ultimately, they are not. It was inconclusive, not able. They taken policy decision because it is a policy decision. So, suppose if we allow in India, suppose we have 40 or 44, 45 outbreaks now in 2018. But farmers says there are so many mortalities, so many outbreaks. So whether that outbreaks are really reported, so that much problem is there. And if it is there, because it is government has recognized and now the policy is stamping out. That means wherever there is a high mortality, they have to diagnose that we have only one laboratory in the Bhopal. And if they confirm, government declares. So, are we really sending the samples or reporting the outbreaks? So, that is actually one gap we have to understand, because most of the outbreaks, they are not reported. And second thing is, even there are, we have to openly accept, even in one meeting, the farmer from Haryana, he came with a HPV vaccine bottle and he was showing that we are using this vaccine. So, what difference we will make? Suppose if government allows vaccine, and already now industry is using vaccine, if government officially allows, is there going to make any difference? So there are so many issues we have to consider. And now biosecurity is the only issue, major, and surveillance. So we have to do the surveillance, and if any outbreak is there, because even if government considers, accepts vaccine, allows vaccine, it takes at least 2 years or 2.5 years or 3 years to come into the market, because a lot of formalities and process. So what we can do present? So mainly the disease is spreading because the process is stamping out. If any disease there, we have to contain, we have to stop spread. But here farmers says there are so many outbreaks, that means the virus is freely spreading. Transmission is going on with the birds, or maybe by migratory birds or products or the litter material. So we cannot treat avian influenza like other diseases, because it is highly contagious and huge mortalities will get. So what I would say is, what are the tools we have at present? The biosecurity and disease prevention of disease spread if there is an outbreak, that we have to follow, and we have to help the government in the surveillance of disease. And if there is any outbreak, and then we have to contain. With that only we can prevent the spread and losses. This is what I wanted to tell.
Dr. Reddy, I know you are an eminent person in the avian diseases. Almost more than 3 decades you worked on the avian diseases. Can we pinpoint what are the key drivers of emergence of infectious diseases in poultry, and what all emerging diseases are there which we need to take into account to keep our productivity enhanced?
Yeah, yeah. Another important thing is, if you see, I am also in some committee. Now, most of
in short,
yeah.
just I want to have the overall picture so that people should have
most of the
understanding.
diseases in India we have vaccines, except few. That is a highly pathogenic avian influenza, then ORT, then maybe E. coli. So these 2-3 diseases we do not have vaccine, but for all others we have vaccines. Different strains and different multinational companies, local companies. But still we are getting outbreaks, like for example, infectious bronchitis, Newcastle disease, ILT. When vaccine was not there, vaccine they are requesting. Now vaccine is available, but still we are getting problems. So that means we are actually missing certain things. So we need to, infectious bronchitis, it is highly mutating virus. ILT, Newcastle disease, we have very good vaccines, but still we are getting outbreaks. So mycoplasma is one. For that we have both chemicals and vaccines. So there are CAV, we have then IBH we have vaccines. So then why we are still getting outbreaks? That is mainly because the pathogen load is very high, or the administration of vaccines, there are some gaps or some mistakes what we are doing. Whether we are giving complete dose to all the birds, so that is also makes importance. And what interval we are giving, whether we are giving the right strain which is available. So all these factors actually.
And Dr. Reddy, in this context, I would like to ask you how we can develop an early warning system. Is there any possibility of having some early warning system of outbreak of these diseases?
Yeah, early warning system is first we have to come into the surveillance, because from industry, I think better thing what I would suggest is public-private partnership. Then they can actually submit samples timely. If any outbreak is there, now from industry they are not sending samples to any laboratory for disease diagnosis and further, seeing that thing. So if you suppose continuously do the surveillance, so that data helps us to give the warning. Any seasonal variation is there, or any region, any specific disease is there. Now we do not have such system for poultry. But whereas large animal justice, we have Nivedi, the National Institute of Disease Surveillance and in Bioinformatics in Bangalore, but they don't have mandate of poultry.
But don't you think that we are having a passive system of surveillance? Some sort of active surveillance is also required to keep a early detection system in our country. Is it so?
Yeah, definitely we need, sir. I think, but the only thing is, only with the government, I think, because I am working in the government and it is not possible. Definitely we need a partnership.
And also the data integration.
Yes.
Work done by the different institutions in their area, in their region.
Yes.
Because ultimately we need to develop some center from where we can get all the informations.
Right.
Partly the informations are being generated on a regional basis. And since there is no integration, sometimes we'll come across outbreak is there in West Bengal, and suddenly we'll come across outbreak is there at Karnataka.
Now it is there, sir. For other animals, if we have that system. Even now also in telephone or WhatsApp, we get, okay, this in coming months, some rains are there, so some disease, black water or HS is going to come. So there are certain warnings also. But in poultry, we do not have that. Definitely that is required.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Coming to Professor Ranade, taking you to a different domain. How climate change is affecting the animal health in our country?
Climate change is the biggest disaster which we are facing and which we are going to face in future. This year in particular, in Mumbai, I come from Mumbai, we never experienced a season of summer the way we used to experience, nor we have experienced rains this time the way we used to experience. Just few days back, there were torrential rains in Mumbai, which used to be a regular feature every year. Including human beings, all animals are getting affected because of the climate change. The first and foremost thing is the rise in temperature. The average temperature has gone up. We are not in a position to survive or stay in Mumbai without air conditioner any day of the year. Earlier, at least for 2-3 months, the ACs used to be off. Now it is not possible. It's very damp, it's very humid, and because of that, a lot of stresses, a lot of temperature increase, and that brings a lot of stress on the individuals as well as the animals and birds. Our birds, being extra sensitive for the heat stress, they are facing a lot of problems, and this stress brings in the immunosuppression, which I was talking about. And once there is immunosuppression that sets in, definitely the other diseases, the bacteria, the viruses, they will take the upper hand and the problem will start. So the climate change is a major problem. Every year the temperature is rising. At Namakkal, many people have worked out, they have recorded the temperatures. They have also kept the record of the rainfall, and they have been monitoring the consistent change in the weather conditions and its effect on the poultry belts in and around Namakkal. I don't remember, I forgot the name of that gentleman, Dr. Who was in charge of the laboratory. Just retired, recently retired. After Chandrasekhar. Nataraj. Natraj, his data is available with me, and he has recorded all the parameters with respect to the climate and the effect of that on the local Namakkal poultry belt. So there's a severe impact, and the way forward for that is one has to go for the environment control houses.
Next, I am going to ask you that only. What climate smart practices can mitigate this?
Yeah, see, if we are experiencing or if we start experiencing the temperature of 45 degrees and beyond, then as we all know, the birds cannot sustain. The body temperature is 42 degrees Celsius. No sooner the environmental temperature exceeds 42 degrees Celsius, the birds can't survive. The birds cannot remove their feathers. The birds, the mechanism of heat loss is very, very limited. The birds don't sweat, and whatever means through which they can, lose the heat from the body is through respiration. So they start panting, and after panting there is exhaustion, there is depletion of the glucose in the blood, there is hypoglycemia, and the birds will die. So once the temperature starts going above 42, and which is happening in Maharashtra also, in northern part of Maharashtra, quite a good number of times this time also, we have no other option than to go for the environment controlled housing systems. Now, the environment controlled housing systems which were introduced earlier, we have worked on that also, we have worked out the economics also, they are pretty much expensive, but now with the technological developments and everything coming handy, the affordability of the environment controlled houses has increased, and in days to come, maybe everybody will have to resort to those options, and reducing the stocking density, reducing the population density of a poultry farms or the poultry birds in a particular area is the solution which is going to be there in future. So I again come back to the basics again. You should not forget the basics. Good feed, good birds, good genetic potential, good management, and good disease control. This is something which we have to follow. For that, when we say good management, it includes providing conducive environment to the birds in the form of climatic
And
requirements.
how we can bring about the synergy in public-private partnership to improve the animal health status or animal health service system in our country?
Basically,
Because nobody had thought of.
yeah, so basically the companies which are producing birds and the companies which are producing housing systems, they need to join hands. There has to be a win-win kind of a relationship between these two bodies, and they should design the system which is friendly for both, for the producer as well as for the equipment manufacturer or the house design manufacturer, and jointly work with hand in hand so that the mortality will be less, the stress on the birds will be less, and the productivity will
And
be
how
good.
we can convince these two parties to share the data with each
We'll
other?
try at least. There are
Because
attempts.
that's the biggest
there
problem.
are there are attempts. There are attempts in Pune region. Whosoever are the manufacturers, I am a bit hesitant to take the names of the people, but they are coming forward and they are providing solutions to the entrepreneurs, the producers, by providing the facilities and giving the education also. Simple example I'll give you. Even okay, chalo, let's see. Now, Mr. Dumar from Nasik. He is into a process of developing a school kind of a thing where he is going to train the people to do a job of rearing the birds as well as engineering. Because see, providing an environment controlled house, developing a technology and the house is fine, but how to maintain it? We need skilled people for that. So the people who are into this, they have already started, creating the places where the people will be trained, skilled manpower will be trained and will be available for the people who are going to use it. They will be given training. 50% of the training period will be for rearing the birds, 50% how to maintain the houses which are being designed. So this kind of agreement or this kind of concept is being developed by the manufacturers of the environment control houses to help the industry to use the houses and to maintain them as well. And people have started taking the advantage of that. I can name a few people in Maharashtra who have started taking the advantage of such facilities which are being provided. So the producer and the manufacturer of the environment control systems are ready, or they have started coming together and work together in future.
Thank you. Thank you so much for making it more clear to us. Thank you. coming to Dr. Sharma, what are the hard-pressed disease concerns in dairy sector nowadays?
As we talk about the current scenario, definitely the mastitis,
What are the most pressing?
mastitis is the most, we can say, the dangerous as well as the notorious kind of disease, we can say. This is means not a single farm in India which don't have the single case of mastitis. Means each and every farm have the cases of mastitis. And farmers, they start treating the mastitis from the initial stage by giving the antibiotics. So definitely by the unrational antibiotics. So again, the antimicrobial resistance, that is the issue. So that again create the problem to the mastitis. And second is the ketosis. Mastitis and ketosis. Ketosis is the productive disease related to the production
We are
and
talking,
feed.
it's a metabolic disease.
It's a metabolic. So the infectious is the mastitis, no doubt. But some emerging diseases, those are coming, that create a threat to the dairy industry, particularly the organized industry.
But often on we say that it's a managemental disease.
Definitely.
Mastitis.
Mastitis is management
So
syndrome, not only the disease.
what are the key drivers and how we can avoid this?
The most important key driver is the nutrition, the immunity level, nutrition, and second is the hygiene. And the most important and most neglected part is the water. Feed, the farmer started giving the pellet feed. They started using the milk machine. Though the cleaning of milking machine is again another concern. He started teat dipping with different solutions. He started everything, but he has not yet started cleaning and washing of water trough. That is the problem.
So how we can inculcate that culture and how we can impart that knowledge to a farmer that he should go with this?
So this is the area, I think, where the pharmaceutical industry should think about it. Because in poultry, there are so many water disinfectants are available, but not instant, but they require the time. But here in dairy, we need a instant kind of sanitizer. So just one tablet we drop into the water trap and immediately everything goes off. No doubt, the requirement is huge, but awareness, we have to create the awareness. Create awareness, the system, technology, we have to involve the technology for create the awareness, not such kind of platforms cannot be created every time and everywhere. So by use of technology, surveillance, data collection, and mass communication, as Dr. Sri Nigam said, like WhatsApp, because now people are started to communicate through these kind of things like WhatsApp, YouTube. So we have to create the awareness program.
Then what do you feel? How the health challenges in dairy sectors are different from health challenges faced by the poultry sector?
Poultry is quite organized. So health challenges can be immediately handled, or the preventive measure has already been taken because of so many vaccines are available, so many vaccines are being developed. But in dairy, there are only 2-3 vaccines are available. There is no vaccine for IVR, there is no vaccine for VVD, there is no vaccine for Clostridia. So many diseases where we are looking for the vaccine, though these vaccines are available in other countries. But still it is not in India. So the challenge is different. Second, this is the unorganized sector. The total scattered population.
I must say semi-organized.
Not semi-organized.
Because here the production is there by masses, not
Yes,
in mass.
by masses.
So I do agree with that. But to some extent now it is semi.
Yeah.
Because people are aware now.
People are aware, but still the people, those are keeping 3/4. If you talk about the GOSH, jo abhi government has created some kind of community farm system, the situation is worst over there. And the biosecurity, if we talk about the biosecurity.
Yeah, because to some extent I do agree with Dr. Tarun Sridhar when he said that our animals are less productive, but to me appears they are also more resistant. You won't find many more mastitis cases in our desi animals. But
Sir,
heavy yielders, yes.
Sir, फिर कहानी वहीं आ जाती है ना, no input, no output. जो उन्होंने श्रीधर साहब ने बताया है कि सोडी साहब का पहला प्रेजेंटेशन में जो एक गरीब फैमिली थी।
नहीं, but what is the reason?
सर
What is the reason? In fact, we are trying to analyze what's the reason in that system and what's the reason in this intensive system.
we have developed the good breed, we have developed the good feed for poultry, not for the dairy. As Mr. Daljit Singh said, they have developed a good breed and no doubt they also facing some challenges, but by the way of their management, they can control it. So we have to think about that. Controlling, prevention, that is the only way we can do this. Not by the genetic. I'm not agree that the genetics of the local animal, resident animal, we can.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that this is the phenomena which is there in the Deshi cattle.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And this is not there in the heavy yielders.
Exactly.
So, can we practice to keep the heavy yielders in the backyard? If so, what all precautions are required and how it can reach to the farmers, those who are rearing it?
Just one precaution, biosecurity and prevention. That is required. And we can keep, no problem.
Management,
Yes.
housing, sanitation,
Yes.
biosecurity.
Biosecurity and prevention. That is the most important.
How about the clean milk production? Milk production.
Milk production with this breed? Yes, that is definitely more than the local breeds or more than the Desi breeds.
How we can make them aware to have the clean milk production, because this concept is not there with the farmers, those who are rearing the animals.
Again, the industry should come forward to create awareness regarding the breed, and government also should come forward. For the artificial insemination program, government has already taken the initiative since last 70, 80 years back. But still we are fighting with the lal or cows, those are producing a half or a liter of milk. So we have to think about not the crossbreeding of the pure breeding. We should think about the pure breeding, not crossbreeding even. So that change, and when the farmers get the income, farmers get the profit, definitely we'll go further.
Any institutional infrastructure you can think can bring a change in this scene?
Sir, that is the bridge between the industry and the farmer, institution. So the role of institution is really very important. Particularly while we talk about the research, while we talk about the extension activity, while we talk about the new technology development, institution play a very important role. And institutions should come forward to bridging the gap between the industry and the farmer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Shirish, in fact, now you are president to Indian Federation of Animal Health Companies. So let me come to you. How can vaccines, diagnostics, and digital technologies, they can transform the animal health management?
I think this is a wonderful question because, you know, INFA members or INFA per se, most of our members are investing a very high amount of their profitability or sales on the research and development. So to give a very specific answer to your question, first, in digitization or AI, you can have number one, disease prediction models. So disease prediction model, and this can be customized also for a geography. For a geography or for a farm. So one is a disease prediction. Second is precision feeding. You know, nutritionists get a technology. There will be 4-eye principle, 2 eye of a nutritionist or a veterinarian, another 2 eyes will coming from a digital, you know, and you get a learning models which are more specific to the farms, to the geography. And third thing is that data for decisions we get. So like what outbreak happened last year in August, and mostly 3 years back, this kind of data bank mostly farmers are not keeping. Fourth, I feel we are also as a company and as a platform also collecting data, like we collected data on AMU, antimicrobial usage. So myth busting, as Dr. Ranade sir said, that data collection helps you in decision making and advocacy emphatically, effectively. So this helps policymakers to make policy, and it will have better public-private partnership because we are talking about the goals which are specific in nature. So in this way, I think this can help the ecosystem.
Just add on to this, how can AI and big data can harness the animal health better?
I think, sir, this question, as I mentioned earlier, one is AI and data. So one is the disease prediction model or disease prediction, again I will say. So the cost will come down. Second thing is, like I heard experts like Dr. Reddy sir, as a journalist, I have one question. अगर प्रॉब्लम है तो उसका सॉल्यूशन कौन देगा? किसान तो नहीं देगा ना? Why ICR is there? Why IVRI is there? I have great respect to these institutes. I myself studied veterinary science from my college. But जब किसान के पास जाते हैं, उसकी मुर्गी मरती है या प्रॉब्लम होता है, तो ऐसे देखता है डॉक्टर साहब बताओ क्या करना है. तो the society has expectation from us.
Sensitivity is required in
So
this.
sensitivity is required. किसान इलिटरेट नहीं है, किसान बहुत इंटेलिजेंट है, उसको सहयोग की जरूरत है, तो वो सहयोग इकोसिस्टम से आएगा. तो AI and data, this can help. And another thing is specific data for policy making. Today we have no data, like Reddy sir said, surveillance, because farmers are fearful to send the samples to the government lab. Why? Because they think कि पकड़ ना ले, कुछ गड़बड़ ना कर दे, ये सब लफड़े हैं. So there has to be sensitivity. So this will also help in data
But
generation.
off and on it is being told that data are not reliable.
Yeah,
Off and on
yeah.
it is being told that data are not reliable. So how to make policy out of it?
No, that's why 5 years back, INFA took this decision. I think at that time Dr. Makhija was there in
Yeah,
that meeting.
it's a
We have-
good example of public-private partnership. because
we
they
have,
shared a
dear
lot of
audience,
data.
open, we have a methodology which is displayed on the website of INFA. And who are the participants, what is the methodology, and we are collecting data, as most of our members are producers and suppliers, and then presenting this data authentically to the government. Even last time the data presented by INFA was considered by the minister to answer in a parliament that particular question on AMU. This year also we will be releasing after maybe in September, under the leadership of our chairman subcommittee, Dr. Atre, we have made a complete, which we will be releasing. So data we are generating, and we also want data. This is public-private partnership, sir.
This is
If the
what
government comes out that let's create data together, but आते नहीं है सर, बात करते हैं, लेकिन हम एक स्टेप चलते हैं तो 2 स्टेप चलना चाहिए, वो नहीं होता है. तो ये मंच अपना परिवार है, जैसे बिट्टू जी ने बोला, इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ. We have money, we have resources. आओ बात करो, आगे बढ़ते हैं, लेकिन कब करोगे? जब किसान लुट जाएगा. This is the problem we are facing. So data is required, sir. Please don't take it otherwise, but I am telling you, दूसरों का दुख है सर.
We understand.
मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ.
Yeah, thank you. I think most of the points we have covered.
Thank you.
Couple of minutes we can take 2 or 3 questions. Yes, please. Mic can be given to him.
Just for Dr. Reddy. You've been talking about all the diseases that the birds are having, XYZ, and a lot of them have been destroyed. So what is a research the government or some body has done in reference to the outcome if they have not been reported and a human eats it? What happens to the humans? Is it going to be down the line after 10 years or 15 years will be an understanding that what will happen to the humans, or is there some research being done about that? A disease that a bird would have and we end up eating that. How does that go?
Can you repeat, please?
Okay, you've been talking about the vaccines for the birds, the diseases that are happening with the birds. Now, if those are not reported, like what doctor said over there, so if a human consumes it, what is the thing that a human might have? Is there some sort of a
He's
research being
talking
done for
about-
the humans?
Is talking about zoonotic diseases when
Yeah,
crossing the species barrier.
For example, specifically for avian influenza, the whatever meat, the virus is very fragile. actually. Yeah, it won't survive beyond 70 degrees centigrade, even 2-3 minutes. And it has got envelope and during the slaughter and processing, the process it goes through chlorination and all, chlorine treatment. All the virus, any virus, not only avian influenza, any virus can die, pathogens can die. And anyway, in India, our cooking is very high temperature we cook, so no pathogen will survive, whether it is in the egg or whether in the meat. Is it
Thanks.
answered your question?
Yeah, perfect.
My question to Dr. Reddy, M.R. Reddy Garu. This is regarding the kidney infections. Today morning we heard from our premium MD. He is generalizing, saying that he generally said it is a kidney infection. I want to know the exact reason for these kidney infections, what you are seeing in recent times, and what is the root cause, how we can correct it.
For kidney infections, sir, there are 3 reasons actually. Of course, infectious reasons, 3 reasons. One is infectious bronchitis, nephropathogenic strains. The other one is even nephritis virus. Then third one is astrovirus. These are the 3 diseases. Of course, in IBH and IBD also there will be some kidney involvement, but that other based on the other lesions and symptoms we can differentiate those things. So these are the 3 main infectious diseases where we need, but we have very good vaccines for IB, and also we have vaccines for even astrovirus, chicken astrovirus, but I think we do not have, any vaccines for infectious nephritis virus, even nephritis virus.
Okay. But in our situation, what is the exact reason for that? There are 3 disease possibilities are there, but what is the relevance to our context? Like Bengal, we have a problem. In South also, we have the same problems.
No,
Did you ever see those samples? Did you get the material collected?
Not now, sir. I think some few years back we had some contract research project with Zoetis and also MSD.
Yeah.
Yes, particularly on even nephropathogenic IBV. So that time we got very good number of IB strains which cause even this gout and all symptoms.
Can you make a detailed study on this? Because as association, we are interested to work on this and get the remedy for this.
Yeah, because I think that has to be diagnosed, that has to be investigated. Okay. We have to do isolation of virus or bacteria, whatever pathogen. Then we have to characterize and we have to see. Sequencing, then only we can know that which strain it is. Whether for that do we have any vaccine, whether this is different from the vaccine strains, whether vaccines are matching with the strains which are circulating in the field. So we have to investigate.
Okay, thank you.
Just based on the post-mortem, it's difficult.
Yeah, thank you, doctor. One question to Mukesh Sharma, Dr. Mukesh Sharma. This is regarding the silage making. Can you recommend us some good silage machines, because we're finding it hard to buy one?
Silage
Good quality silage machines.
Jaguar have a very good, the harvesting machine, not the silage machine, harvesting machine.
Okay.
So Jaguar have very good, Class has very good. Local Preet Combine from Punjab, they have very good harvester, for corn harvester particularly. So you can use any one of them.
How about the silage machines, silage making machines?
Silage making machines means you are talking about the bale making.
Bale making.
Okay, so there are imported baler also there, or the local made baler, local bale miller as well.
Okay.
As well company from the Punjab, they are making good baler.
Okay.
So you can buy baler for different size, 100 kg and 200 kg, both bale size available there.
And what is your opinion about the TMR? Have you been recommending even for the sheep farmers or only for the dairy farmers?
Yes, TMR is, I recommend each and every farmer TMR. TMR not by the machine, TMR even by the hand you can make the TMR. Okay. TMR means just like the dal, chawal, sabji, roti we are eating together.
Okay.
So this is everything what the cow will eat, it should be mixed it out.
Because today a lot of sheep farms and goat farms have come up in India. The main concern has been that they can't maintain a full stall feeding farm.
Right.
That is becoming expensive.
Right.
And I myself am maintaining about 550 sheep breeders today. So the labor requirement is really high when you are.
So this is the best way you can use the TMR machine for them.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
See, what happens whenever we are going to have some policy in place, or whenever the industry demands something and government gives a clean signal to it, even after that we don't have sufficient database what has happened to it. Say for an example, industry has gone to the government pressing them a lot that LPAI vaccination should be permitted because it is creating a huge loss to the industry. That has been permitted. Now, what happened after that, nobody knows because again industry is saying that nothing has happened. So actually, until unless you have a clean and clear impact visible, perhaps it will be difficult at this point of time to say how we should progress further. So to me it appears we need to have a very clear angle so far the health concerns of animal husbandry sectors are concerned. Number one, we need to have a biosecurity, and that information should go down the line to the farmers, those who are practicing it. Number two, we shall try to have all preventive strategies possible in place, including a very effective vaccination, so as to minimize the use of antibiotics in future, and also to avoid any sort of AMR issues which are cropping up nowadays. And when we say One Health mission, then we need to take a responsibility of making our sector clean on that regard, so that we can say that yes, significantly we have contributed in One Health. Yes, we are also afraid of when virus crosses the species barrier, because always it's a red alert. It's a biological atom bomb, I should say. At any point of time, anything may happen, but God is great, because nature has given the properties to virus to be very fragile. Otherwise, it could have been a problem, and problem which cannot be negotiated. So, thank you very much, all my panelists. Well within the time we finished our task. Thank you, organizers. Thank you, CLFMA, for giving us the opportunity to be amongst you.